Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk a little bit about the awakening skills for Soul Eater. So Soul Eater has two awakenings, right? It has Deathbringer and The End. Now, when I was first trying to learn Soul Eater, I actually watched a good bit of memorizer videos to kind of go over the class. I think he does a really good job about breaking down every single thing that you really need to know about the class, and that's why I ended up watching his videos to learn about how to play it. I also watched, his Saints video as well about Knight's Edge Soul Eater, and yeah, I learned quite a bit about the class. But one of the things that I never really got straight was the awakening skill. Now, watching Memorizer's videos, he says that the pink one, the End, does more damage than the purple or blue one, Deathbringer. So it's really up to preference about which one you want to use, right? The purple one, the Deathbringer, gives you your 3 Soulstone charges. So as you can see here, if I do this and then I use my Awakening, I'll get all my Soulstone charges, right? But with the End, the pink one, if you put it on and you use it, and it will pop it, and you do not get any of your Soulstone charges, right? But what Memorizer says is the pink one does more damage, so at the end of the day, it's really up to you which one you choose. And I think that's definitely true, but they never really explained in what situations you should use the pink one and what situations you should use the blue one, the purple one, Deathbringer. And I wanted to go over a little bit of that today. Now, I actually did some math as well to break down what the damage differential is between the two skills. So let's take a look here. So as you can see on this spreadsheet, the End definitely does do more damage than Deathbringer. And now, how I got this was I went into Trixion and put on the support engravings, the special Speed Absorption 3 with -2 on movement speed, attack speed, to get these numbers. And I also remembered to pop Lunatic's Edge right before, just to get that move speed to max out Raid Captain. And these were the numbers that I ended up getting. So, as you can see, the End definitely does more damage than Deathbringer. There's no doubt about that, right? It does anywhere between like 10 mil more, like 8 to 10 mil more damage, depending on crits and things like that. But it does do more damage. And if you look on the average, it does about 9 mil more on average. But again, the End does not give you those Soulstone charges. So, at the end of the day, because that, most Soul Eaters actually go for Deathbringer, of course. And that's what I usually go for as well. And I think that's because it's definitely the more flexible out of the two in terms of awakenings. So, in many cases, the way that Knight's Edge Soul Eater plays is, of course, you're going around trying to fill up your bubbles right here, your Soul Stones, to pop your pink skills, right, to do more damage. In terms of the damage differential between the two, about 9 mil, your pink skills do way more damage than the damage differential, right? So if we do the, let's actually build up our adrenaline stacks first, and then we'll put Blue Sledge, start the test. If we just do our one burst, right, our 2 pink skills right here, 59 mil. It's way more than the 9 mil differential, right? So that differential in damage really is a bit negligible at times. You'd much rather go with Deathbringer, which will give you more flexibility, because there are a lot of bosses that move around a lot and also do attack skills that may interrupt your meter building abilities. Unfortunately, most of our meter building abilities don't have any form of kind of like push immunity, right? Knockback immunity, stun immunity. So if a boss just does like a random swipe, you'll get knocked back and you'll get canceled out of it, and it'll make your rotation really awkward. Or it could just move around a lot, and then you throw out a skill, and it just completely whiffs, especially when you miss your Soul Drain or your Lethal Spinning. Those are some really, really painful ones to miss. So in those cases, you have Deathbringer to help you make up for those missed attacks to make your rotations smooth. So does that mean that Deathbringer is just the better awakening for all situations? No, it really isn't. As I mentioned, this skill does less damage, right? But it's more flexible than and is more flexible than the end. But the end itself does more damage. So there are cases where the end is better. One of those cases is actually related to the video yesterday that I put out, the Procol video, where a lot of times as a Soul Eater, you're more just kind of like, there's a lot of situations where you're waiting around in that fight where you're not attacking. So even if, let's say, you missed like, your Lunatic's Edge, or, your Harvest, or your Rusted Nail, right? And you are like, oh shoot, I don't have enough meter to pop the enhanced pink skill. Well, because that Procol fight, you're waiting around so much, there's often times where you can just afford to just walk around and, wait for your skill cooldowns to come back up so you get it back, and then you get your meter, right? So in those types of situations, the end is probably going to be better because you don't really need to worry about the meter gen as much. But the Procol fight isn't really a fight that we're doing anymore, right? And I'd say for the most part, Guardian raids don't really have that type of like playstyle where you're waiting around a lot. So the one situation that I was thinking that it's definitely 100% better to bring the end over Deathbringer, it's for situations where, one, you're doing a homework raid, so the boss is phasing a lot and you have to wait around a lot, right? So it kind of recreates that situation. But two, when you really are concerned about burst. So that's where the end comes in. Because you're going to throw in this, your pink skills, right? And then afterwards, you could come back and pop the end. And that will help round out your Atro window, your burst window, and give you that little bit of extra damage that you wouldn't be getting from Deathbringer, thereby making your burst much stronger than the alternative. So that is the situation that I would definitely recommend using the end. Let's say you're doing Clown, right? You're in Gate 2. You want to skip Maze. Well, again, Soul Eater Knight's Edge has this really awkward burst window where you can kind of get off 3 pink skills, but that's about it for your burst, right? It's such a weak burst. So if you wanted to get off more burst, you can mix in your Awakening in there and get out more damage. Anytime you're trying to skip a mechanic or doing big burst damage, the end is definitely the way to go. Because, again, Deathbringer, at the end of the day, does do less damage. And also, I did test the Deathbringer Awakening during your Soul Snatch mode, Deathlord mode, right? And it does not do more damage than outside of that mode. I feel like that's a question that I've always had in my head, but I've never tested it out. Maybe you guys have tested it out, but there's like nobody out there that really talks about it. But it doesn't do more damage, unfortunately. So we can take a look at this right now, demonstrate. So we'll just fill up our adrenaline stacks right here. Start DPS check. Throw this in there, right? About 29, right? And that kind of lines up with our averages here, right? That's a little bit on the low end. But let's fill up our Death Lord meter, right? Our Soul Snatch meter. There we go. Throw out Lunatic's Edge. Start test. See, look. 30 mil. It about lines up with our averages, right? So it does not do more damage in Soul Snatch mode compared to normal. So you can't be like, oh, well, Knight's Edge has a Soul Snatch mode, which enhances these blue-purple gas skills, right? No, this is not actually, despite being the same color, it is not a gas skill. So you do not do more damage, unfortunately. So yeah, hopefully that helped you guys out with kind of thinking about the Awakening skill and actually getting some data behind, like, which one's better and which situations it's better in. And if it did, of course, as always, hit that like button, hit that sub button, ring the bell for notifications, and leave a comment down below. Let me know, did you always use, Deathbringer? Did you always use the end? Did you know about these differences? Did you learn anything from this video? What else would you like to see for the next one? Let me know down in the comment section below. And as always, I stream every night, 9 to 10 p.m. PST starting time. And I stream until the end of the night, basically. And yeah, I've seen a couple of you there in the past couple nights, which has gotten me very, very happy and very, very excited. So I hope to see more of you guys there in the future. All right, guys, until the next one, peace out.